pass on to future generations. Threaded together by faith and honesty and joy. Her two grandsons, Eric and Bennett, were her pride and joy. She beamed whenever she spoke of them. Her spirit of adventure, curiosity, humor, and love of life, they live on in those boys. I think of her two sons whom she raised with John. These two great men care about others, value family, service, and things that really matter. They've been so devoted to her and have cared for her so lovingly, especially these last 9 months that she's been really sick. This love and devotion says a lot about the kind of mother she was. That, too, is greatness. A look at the man I married, the son she stayed home from work to raise, and I see someone with the highest character, the one person in the world that I respect and admire above anyone else. This says something about the kind of mother, but also the kind of person she was. That is greatness that will live on long after July 13th. Everyone who knew Suzanne knew that family was of utmost importance to her. Her sisters, her nieces and nephews, her sisters-in-law and her brothers-in-law. She loved each one of you so much and spoke of you often. We know you feel immense grief with us because we have cried and remembered with you. And I look around at all of you. You, her friends. You were the ones who brought her meals, drove her to this church she loved so much, took her to doctor's appointments, took her into your home, prayed for her, and visited with her. You also feel her loss with us, and you are the kind of friends who have rallied around and will continue to love her children and carry out traditions which keeps her spirit alive. You are a beautiful legacy for her. We all carry a little piece of her and hope to honor this great legacy she leaves us. She loved life. As Reed told you, she was singing about it loudly just hours before she passed. You know, moments after she died, as we walked into the hallway, the most breathtaking sunrise appeared in the window. It was pink and purple and orange, and it was centered beautifully, like right in the middle of that window. And I think at that moment, we all knew that God was welcoming her home.
I'm Jenna, one of Suzanne's friends, and I want to agree with you, Reed, on two things. Can you hear me okay? Sorry. I want to agree with Reed on two things. One is, wow, with all the number of people that are here today, Suzanne would be overwhelmed, knowing how many people came out for her and showed her love and to honor her life. The other thing is, Suzanne did love to sing, and I always hated to be sitting near her or Ann Hunt, because between the two, I was drowned out. And you know me, I don't like not to be noticed. So I was always glad to have her sitting with me near in church. I'm honored today to participate in Suzanne's memorial service. When I met Suzanne over 37 years ago, little did I know that our friendship would thrive and become something so special. A quote I once read said that if you have one true friend, you have more than your share. Well, I found a true friend in Suzanne. We bonded over many things. We both married guys from Missouri. I say Missouri, Ed says Missouri. We both were from the South, although she had much more of an accent than I do. We both danced in... I thought so anyway. We both were... okay, y'all made me lose my place. We both danced in hexagon shows. We both worked on the Hill. She worked on the Senate side. I worked on the House. We both loved to go to the farmer's market in the summertime. And I found out another thing in the bulletin that was in the program, that she worked for National Science Foundation. So did I. But most of all, we shared our love for Georgetown Presbyterian Church. When I first came to GPC as a single gal, I remember seeing Suzanne and John sitting in the pews. And I used to kid her. The reason I noticed them was because I always thought John was such a good-looking guy. Now, don't forget, that was before Ed. When we moved to North Arlington, Suzanne was not only my friend, but my mentor. She was so involved in the community and schools that I thought whatever Suzanne did, or wherever her boys went to school, that was good enough for me and our girls. She encouraged me to become involved in the schools and church. We served on many committees together at Georgetown Pres, one which was the Refugee Committee that Reed already referred to. She was extremely, extremely proud of the fact that our church sponsored several refugee families, and she in particular worked very hard to get them settled into their new lives in the United States. I know Reed has already mentioned them, the Tong Ba Lay from Vietnam and the Pon Tree family from Cambodia. I would like for them to stand up, only because Suzanne put so much time and effort into this effort that she was so proud of what you all did after you came to this country. And another committee she served on and served well was the Christian Education Committee. She was chairman of the committee and worked hard to ensure